Alright, what's going on, guys? It is significantly darker here than it was when I did my iOS 12 video, and it is nighttime now, and I got jammies on, so I'm not going to be doing any face shots, but it is time to download and install WatchOS 5. We did iOS 12 earlier on this here iPhone 6, as well as my iPad Mini 4, but we're actually here for WatchOS 5, which is really exciting. I'm actually more excited for WatchOS 5 than I was for iOS 12, so we're going to get my watch off my wrist first, and you don't get to see that password, my friends. And yeah, I'm gonna switch over to Toy Story because why not? And we actually first gonna start by connecting the Apple Watch to the charger, because no matter how charged your watch is, you actually are required to have it on the charger in order to properly update, which is kind of annoying, but hey, whatever. Also, I cannot get my Apple Watch to sit flat like this because the band's so bent. It's kind of sit sideways. So we're heading into the Apple Watch app on the iPhone. And keep in mind that you are going to have iOS 12 on your device in order to use WatchOS 5 or even download WatchOS 5. WatchOS 5 will not even appear in your software update panel unless you have downloaded iOS 12 onto your iPhone. So be sure to do that first. I have another video of that installation process if you want to see that. So WatchOS 5, we have activity competitions. You can challenge your friends to activity competitions. Some new workout improvements, specifically the hiking workout, is something I will use a lot since I usually have to hit outdoor walk whenever I go hiking. And it also has the workout detection, so it'll alert you if it thinks you're doing a workout but you haven't started yet. There's cadence, so steps per minute. You can set a target, pacing, which is pretty cool. The podcast app is also on Apple Watch now, which is kind of cool. I don't have any Bluetooth earbuds I would use with that, and neither do I really listen to podcasts anyway, but I want to start listening to podcasts, so maybe I should get some Bluetooth earbuds and go for that. There's also the really intriguing walkie-talkie function, where you can basically use your watch like walkie-talkie. That'll be fun to screw around with my brother. There's the new Breathe watch face, and then there's 3 new motion faces, which is the new faces I'm most excited for. You have the fire, water, and vapor, and liquid metal faces for the motion face. Motion face before, you had jellyfish, flower, and a butterfly, which were cool, but it's nice to get some new ones as well, because that's one of my favorite faces. Very, very nice looking face. It was one of the original faces used in the advertisement for the original Apple Watch as well. There's also a Moments from Photos, and there's also the podcast and walkie-talkie complication. Siri's pretty cool as well. There's some changes to the Siri watch face, which I never really used anyway. But yeah, she can get more information than before. Third-party app shortcuts, and also the raise to speak, so you don't have to say "Hey Siri" anymore. You can just raise your watch and start talking, which is pretty nice, because I'm getting kind of sick of saying "Hey Siri" every time I wanted my Siri to do something on my watch, which, if you have an Apple Watch, you'll know that you use Siri a lot more on your watch than you would on your phone, because it's actually really easy, whereas your phone is kind of a hassle. Notifications, you have the same groupings from iOS 12, notification groupings, modified notification preferences, blah blah blah. Heart rate, there's some more accurate heart rate information that you'll be getting in WatchOS 5. Heart rate readings, other features and improvements, there's a lot of stuff in here to kind of help make the Apple Watch a more independent device. For example, it can now view some web page links. It can add its own, like, cities to the weather app and stocks to the stock app, things like that, without needing to do that on your iPhone. And also, my personal favorite, you can actually manually connect your watch to a Wi-Fi network from the watch itself. Before, the watch would only connect to Wi-Fi if your phone had connected to that Wi-Fi before and it recognized. But now we can actually go into the watch and manually connect the watch to Wi-Fi, which is really, really awesome. So yeah, I'm really excited for WatchOS 5. So we're going to go ahead and hit download and install right now. But as we're doing that, of course, we got to have our handy dandy timer here. Let's reset it from iOS 12. And 3, 2, 1, boom. I would just do the timer on the Apple Watch, but obviously it's going to be updating, so we can't do that. But here we're going to put in the passcode, which I do off screen. Interestingly enough, you actually put in your iPhone passcode in order to download the update to your Apple Watch. But yeah, you agree to the terms and conditions, and it is now downloading to the watch. So there it goes, taking off. For some reason it says paused. It's kind of weird. It always says pause when it's initializing. It's finished initializing, and it's starting to begin the actual nice beefy update. Let's see, does it actually recognize on the watch what's happening? No. The watch doesn't seem to understand it's being updated yet. Can I go back here like I normally would? Yep. doesn't even know. But yeah, so our estimation says about 3 hours remaining. That is nuts. I'm not staying up that late. Maybe we'll have to delay this specific video until tomorrow if it really takes that long, but hopefully that estimation's bad. But usually it does take a lot longer to install updates onto the watch than the iPhone, because it's having to pull it from the servers onto your phone and then send it from the phone to the watch over Bluetooth. So that definitely takes a while. And of course the watch's wireless is not as advanced as like a phone or iPad. So we'll see how long this actually ends up taking. We got the timer there. You guys don't have to sit and wait for 3 hours, but I guess I do. Well guys, after only about 5 minutes, the estimation for time estimation has dropped down to 2 hours. Obviously that was only 5 minutes, not an hour. So hopefully this is going to be quite a bit quicker than the phone says that it's going to be, because I don't want to wait 2 hours. Alright, we finally reached the 1 hour mark after 37 minutes on our timer. If we were doing an iOS update, the full update would be done by now, but since the WatchOS update, obviously those are always slower, but it's not going to be a full 3 hours it looks like, so that's good, because if it was a full 3 hours, I would just, fall asleep. Alright guys, so WatchOS 5 has completed its installation, although it is a completely different day now than it was originally, because it was taking so long that I literally just went to bed and then came back today and it was finished with the update. So yes, it actually does take a very long time, several hours, so I highly advise you do this update for your watch only when you have a lot of time to spare, and I mean pretty much all day to spare, or you just set it on to update before you go to bed is also a good option, and have it update overnight, but then you won't be able to rely on the alarm function to wake you up in the morning just in case something doesn't go right with the installation. But anyways, I got WatchOS 5 on here, and I love WatchOS 5. I'm more excited about WatchOS 5 than I am iOS 12. So many great little tweaks across the board. You guys don't get to see my password. What do you think you're doing? So many cool little tweaks across the board. Let me show you some of my favorites thus far. If I can find something. What's a Cleveland? I don't even know. But here you can see that if you scroll down, we can actually see the air quality and UV index and wind speed all in this weather app on the Apple Watch, which you could not see before. If we head into settings here, there's a new Wi-Fi option, so we can manually select and connect to nearby Wi-Fi networks right from the watch without even needing to have your phone nearby, which is super duper sweet. And for some reason this keeps locking, so I apologize. But yeah, those are just a few of my favorite features. There's also the walkie-talkie that I haven't been able to test out yet because none of my friends who have Apple Watches have updated to WatchOS 5 yet, and everybody has to be on WatchOS 5 to use that. But you notice that, as well as the podcast app, have been added to my home screen. They've also changed the Breathe app, what it looks like, but inside it functions pretty much identically. They've also changed, like, in the workout app, they've, like, changed a little bit of, like, how things work. Like, not exactly how anything works, but the graphical style, you can see, has changed. I actually like the old graphical style for workouts much better. The new style looks a little bit unfinished, unpolished, so I kind of wish they go back to the old there. But there are so many tweaks and changes in WatchOS 5 that it's just absolutely crazy, so I highly suggest you look up the features on Apple's website yourself. And if you have an Apple Watch, I highly recommend downloading WatchOS 5. Seems like they're making a lot more strides and improvements in the Apple Watch field than they are in the iPhone and iPad field, so definitely going to want to download WatchOS 5. And let me know what you guys think down in the comments below of any of the tweaks in WatchOS 5. I apologize that I never actually got out for you a final look at what WatchOS 5, how long the install took. But it really does take a long time, guys, so you want to take that into account when downloading. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.